Welcome back to Close Up. School safety is always an issue of paramount importance, but it's taken on a new urgency in the wake of the mass shooting at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Florida. Here to discuss safe schools in New Hampshire are New Hampshire Homeland Security Director Perry Plummer and Laconia Police Chief Matt Canfield. Thanks for joining us, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Governor Sununu said it himself. If we can't trust that our kids are safe getting on that bus in the morning, really nothing else matters. Starting with you, Director Plummer, what steps is New Hampshire taking to make sure kids are safe at school?
Yeah, we're really proud of the program. Post Sandy Hook, we've really been doing a lot. We had to look at what we were doing and say, how do we reframe this and make sure our kids are safe? So after Sandy Hook, I think we've done as much as any state to keep our schools safe. With that being said, Governor Sununu came in, we sat down with him, he was made aware of what we're doing and said, it's not enough. We need to continue to do more. Most recently, the $20 million that we're putting into school safety through the Public Infrastructure Fund that the governor allocated is a perfect example. We do complex assessments on our schools. 80% of our schools in this state have had that complex in-person assessments, working with police, fire, facilities people, principals, superintendents to identify gaps in their security, and now we have the dollars to put to those gaps. So it's really important. We're not just throwing $20 million at the problem and hoping that we're safer. We've identified gaps. Now we're putting $20 million to those gaps to fill those gaps. So we're really proud of that program. In addition to that, we've mapped all the schools. Our local police departments and SWAT teams have maps of their schools should something happen. We've done incident command training in the schools with our local first responders. We've trained our SWAT teams to make sure that they're aware. We're doing exercises so they're in the schools training. So we think our schools are some of the safest in the nation right now.
And Chief Canfield, that has to be kind of a weighty responsibility. You're going to look at a high school and say, how do I approach this as if I'm a shooter and then I have to stop that person?
Yeah, I mean, we certainly work very closely with the schools. You know, we were part of the assessment team that evaluated all of our schools, looked at those safety aspects, and we look for the weaknesses. You know, and in addition to that, we look at the shootings like that happened in South Florida. We look at what happened with those, what went wrong, what went right, and we look to institute those here, you know, in our city, in our state.
Mm-hmm. Explain some of the measures that were taken locally in terms of, quote unquote, hardening the security at schools.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, you know, some of the safety features are the glass, the inability to break the glass like plate glass. So it's very easy to shatter. So making that shatterproof, making it more difficult for an assailant to get through that glass just delays the shooter. You know, we're talking an active shooter, usually 7 to 8 minutes, and the situation's over. So anything we can do to delay that time, increase our ability to respond and challenge that assailant is what we're looking for. So certainly, you know, hardening the facility, you know, changing locks. Like I said, you know, making the windows so they're shatterproof, those types of things. Early warning systems, certainly cameras, you know, mobile radios for the faculty and staff. That's what we're looking for.
Director Plummer, what is the game plan now? Unfortunately, now as these incidents stack up, you can kind of build a profile. How do you stop a school shooter?
Well, the first thing that we do is, you know, early detection. You know, see something, say something. You know, we're reframing that to look at schools. We need help of everybody. We need the help of the students, the teachers, the citizens, our family members. We want to intercede with these people when they're in crisis before this happens. And, you know, those early identifiers will help us identify these people and get them the help that they need before we have one of these incidents. That's the first thing. And then we harden, keep as the chief said, keep any assailant out as long as possible till help comes. And then we have emergency operations plans. We have been helping schools rewrite their emergency operations plan. Every school in the state has an emergency operations plan, so they know their lockdown procedures. And now we just reallocated resources to do more exercises. We have a plan. Now let's run through the plan both in tabletop and in-person exercises to make sure the plan is going to work. So all of these are a piece of that security and safety of our schools. You know, our first job is to mitigate it. Let's try to stop it from happening, either from interceding with that person in crisis or hardening the school. Second thing is, how do we respond and make sure that a response is efficient and effective to make sure that the impact is the least that it could possibly be. And then the third thing is recovery. You know, we've got parent reunification plans, student reunification plans in place. We're working through that because in some of these, after the aftermath, you know, the heart-wrenching thing is they can't find out about their student. You know, where is my child? Are they safe? Are they not safe? So we're working through all those issues with the police chiefs, the fire chiefs, the EMS providers, the school personnel, to make sure that we're addressing all those issues.
You mentioned that 80% of the schools have undergone this complex assessment. What about the other 20%, and when might we see that get done?
Yeah, we're out there every day doing these assessments. Every day we're doing a bunch of schools, and certainly, you know, we're hoping over the next few months all of our schools will be done, and we can continue to help fill those gaps and make our schools safer, so every school child can go to school in a quality learning environment and feel safe.
And Chief, you guys have a job to do, keeping people safe, but in this conversation, is part of the discussion trying to make sure that the school doesn't feel too much like a quote-unquote secure facility? I'm not going to use the word prison, but you want the kids to have a learning environment where they're not necessarily always thinking, am I in danger? Is that part of the conversation?
Well, sure. I mean, you know, balancing that ability to have the school be open and free, and students feel like they're not in a lockdown facility is certainly important. You know, but I think we've come into the day and age that people are aware, students are aware. You know, we've had students come forward with information that see something, say something. It's become a norm now. Students see something, they see classmates that may say something or mention something on Facebook. They come forward, they mention it to staff and faculty. You know, that's what we're looking for. That's what we're looking for, is to get that early recognition so we can intercede before something a lot more serious happens.
Mm-hmm. And we know that the President of the United States has said something to the effect of, why can't we arm teachers in schools? Director Plummer, is that a good idea to put firearms in the hands of teachers in the schools?
Well, certainly the governor wants us to look at all aspects of school safety. So he's developed this task force, this school safety task force. He's actually populating it right now. The chief is actually going to be on it. I'll be on it, and we're going to look at every single issue and bring it totally vetted out and see what makes sense and what doesn't make sense. Certainly, all the issues we brought to that task force, and hopefully find the best solutions will move forward.
And Chief, obviously you're not in a policy-making position, but personally, do you think that guns belong in schools that way?
Well, you know, I mean, there's certainly a lot of different aspects when you evaluate that situation, whether it's training, whether it's storage of the firearms, whether it's proper use, you know, use of deadly force. There's a lot of considerations when it comes into arming teachers.
This is certainly a situation we never want to have to face, but obviously we're contemplating it. Just take us through what's going to happen if next week a school shooting happens in New Hampshire.
Well, hopefully, let's start with the threat. Hopefully there would be a threat in New Hampshire at a school and someone would intercede and stop that threat. That would be the first thing that hopefully would happen. But if that didn't happen and it got to the point where there was a plot, try to carry out a plot, someone trying to carry out a plot, then certainly, hopefully, the hardening of that school would keep them out until law enforcement got there and were able to intercede there. And so if they do get in and it happens, then hopefully we've trained, our law enforcement are trained so they can intercede and, you know, stop the fatalities. And then we've done a lot of warm zone training throughout this state, which means we can get EMS people in there to start treating the injured as quickly as possible to save as many lives as possible. So that's another piece of the training that's been going on. And then obviously the reunification of our students with their parents is paramount. So we're working through all those things. So, you know, certainly we want to prevent it. If we can't prevent it, we want to respond to it as efficiently and effectively as possible, both from law enforcement, emergency medical services, and then that reunification. So certainly we've done a tremendous amount in this state. Post Sandy Hook, I don't know anybody that's doing any more. With that being said, there's still more work to be done. We're really looking forward to this task force that the governor's put together. It's a fantastic idea, bringing a diverse group of people together, looking at this situation and making sure that we're looking at every issue that can keep our kids safe. And it's going to be short term. We're looking at from 60 to 90 days having a report out with action items that can make our students safe.
Well, Director Plummer and Chief Canfield, we appreciate your time on this, and we're glad we have you on the job on this subject for sure.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll be right back with State Senator Dan Feltes as he tells us whether he's going to make a run for the corner office at the State House.